Our Big Fight series is a must-see for all students of boxing. It continues Tuesday night at 10, Sky Sports 3. Yet another of boxing's great names. La Motta against Marcel Cerdan. This from Detroit, June 1949, the world middleweight title fight, plus other highlights in the career of the Raging Bull. Big fights this week, Tuesday 10, Sky Sports 3. Classic venue tonight too. Hope it becomes a regular home for boxing again. This is the refurbished Olympia in Liverpool. And the stage tonight for the hitman Ricky Hatton to prove that he is indeed a star of the future. Let's rejoin Mike Goodall.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the main event of the evening, and please welcome first to the ring the challenger tonight from Mexico, Pedro Teran.
Well, how good is this Pedro Teran? His camp have been giving us a lot of big talk. They say he even wants to fight Cesar Bazan, the former WBC lightweight champion, and his knockout record does make interesting reading. Of 13 wins, he's got 12 knockouts. Not against anybody at a big level or anything like that, but he's coming to the ring, it seems to me, with plenty of ambition and fire, this young man.
I think he has. You can't ignore him. You can't ignore his knockout record, and the fact that he's Mexican and punch makes him dangerous. He's obviously got a brain. He's coming with a Liverpool shirt on, so he's trying to win a few fans as ready as well.
The Everton fans might not have liked it so much, but it's a decent try. Ricky Hatton prepares to leave his dressing room. He's looked so good in his recent contests, and we do have very high hopes of him indeed. But this just might be a stiffish test.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring, the current WBO Inter-Continental champion, Ricky the Hitman Hatton!
Just a short journey along the M62 for Hatton's fans from Manchester as he enters the ornate Liverpool Olympia Arena on the West Derby Road here. He's done nothing in the last couple of years to dissuade us from the idea that he's the best prospect we've seen in this country for some time.
Yes, I think right from the beginning, just looking at his style, looking at the way he tries to take opponents out of there. He tries to win in style. He's an exciting prospect. Doing everything right from he's put a pair of gloves on as a youngster. He really has gone through this. A youngster who really wants to do well in the business. Big fan of it. He's quite happy to listen, to try and get experience of other people, to take criticism. He really is somebody who I think could be very, very good.
One little problem for him on the build-up to this fight, he had a virus a couple of weeks back which did interrupt his training, and the camp were worried about that for a little while. But the way he finished off his preparations, well, all those worries disappeared in the mind of trainer Billy Graham. Tail of the tape for the fight tonight. Hatton now getting to the stage where they can let him off the leash. He's still only 21. Teran, the opponent, is 23. They're about the same height and with about the same reach, and both made the 10-stone weight limit at the first time of asking, though Teran has often operated at a lightweight limit. So you might find Hatton quite powerful and strong in there tonight. Teran has been a professional for a couple of years longer, though he's boxed less rounds and had less fights than Ricky Hatton, who's been pretty busy. Higher knockout percentage for the Mexican, interestingly.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is sanctioned and conducted under the rules of the WBO Inter-Continental Committee. As supervisor and steward in charge this evening at ringside, Judge Alan Simpson from Leeds. The timekeeper, Mr. Colin Roberts of Halifax, and our judges at ringside, Mr. Phil Edwards from Preston, Mr. Howard Foster from Doncaster, and Mr. Keith Garner from Ellesmere Port. And our referee in charge of the action this evening, one of Britain's leading star referees, Mr. John Keane from Northampton. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, live and exclusive on Sky Sports from the Liverpool Olympia, it's big fight time. And tonight, Frank Warren, in association with Stephen Moore Promotions, proudly presents Championship Boxing and a contest of 12 3-minute rounds to decide the WBO Intercontinental Light Welterweight Championship. Between and introducing the boxers, and firstly, fighting out of the red corner, he hails from Mexico City in Mexico and wears the red, white and green trunks. He weighed in at 9 stone, 13 pounds, and holds a 15-fight professional record. 13 wins, 12 wins within inside the distance, and 2 losses. He comes to the ring, the challenger for the title tonight. Please welcome Mexico's Pedro Teran. And across the ring, ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner, hailing from Manchester, wearing his familiar colours of black, silver and blue. He weighed in at 9 stone, 13 1/4 pounds, and holds a perfect professional record. 17 fights, 17 wins, 13 wins by way of knockout. He's the current WBO Intercontinental Light Welterweight Champion, and tonight makes the 3rd defence of his title. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the pride of Manchester, Ricky the Hitman Hatton. Referee Mr. John Keane will now give his instructions to both boxers.
You've had your instructions in the dressing room. You know what I expect. Shake hands, come out boxing.
12 3-minute rounds for the WBO Intercontinental Light Welterweight Championship.
Well, will Hatton produce again here? How good is this Mexican Pedro Teran? His record reads pretty impressively. But is he a lightweight being moved up in class? He's lost a couple of times, once on his debut, the other times when stopped by Alex Trujillo. And that was an occasion when he was giving away weight and took a pounding. He's in Mexican-coloured shorts, Teran. Neither of these two fighters knows that much about the other. Hatton's been saying he hasn't had videos to watch of Teran, and it's been the same really with the Mexicans camp. Gets him with a nice fast jab and right hand, Teran, early on.
One of the problems that Hatton has is he can get hit, and that's something that he's got to be working on. His defense sometimes is a little open.
What a fantastic left uppercut by Hatton. That was a class shot. Very good, Hatton, when he's stepping into range, working behind a very hard jab, and then letting go with his body shots.
Well, he has got terrific variety, and he's starting to show us some already. Big right hands, uppercuts, left hooks. He really has got tremendous potential.
Last couple of fights, he just seems to have moved on another level again to me, Hatton, having plateaued for a little while.
And he always looked the sort of fight that needs the challenge to bring the best out of him. And I think now he's moving up in class.
It's a very stiff jab back there, Glenn. It set Teran back on his heels for a moment. Had 1 or 2 cuts problems in the past, Hatton, and they've had to keep a close watch on that. There's a little bit of red marking already around his face. That's nothing for him to worry about. It's quite usual in his fights. There's his trademark left hook to the body.
Well, that one looked as if it hurt a little bit. Teran quickly pulled the elbow down.
Hatton still only 21, 17-0 with 13 knockouts. Picking the shots quite classily again in this opening round. Can Teran force him onto the back foot at all? Ask him some new questions.
Teran's got a long, slow jab, but it looks effective, but he's got to start putting some behind that jab if he wants to try and catch Hatton.
Right hand. And again, looks easy to hit, Teran. A lot of Mexicans are. They usually like to have a war with you. That won't displease Hatton, who's won the opening session.
If you're looking for a new home...
Now then, take a look at this piece of action from Ricky Hatton in the opening round, this uppercut.
Well, that's something else. That really is a classy punch. Not much to aim at there, just a little gap, but gets the shot right through the middle.
61% success rate for Hatton. Can you ever remember that higher percentage before ever on Sky?
It happens very rarely anyway, getting near that.
Here's the second round. Hatton with his sky blue, white and black. I was going to say trunks, they're more like +4s. Never seen such a long pair in my life before.
Yeah, but his shorts are getting longer as well as his knockout record.
Second round, it's due to go 12 rounds, but Hatton's never been beyond 6. Never had to in his career so far. Be sure that Hatton's boxing brain will be working overtime as well in their sizing up the man in front of him. Big right hand from Hatton, who's very quickly away, having landed his punches. He doesn't linger around within punching distance. He gets in with a couple of shots and then just gets away again.
And what's nice about him is he does everything with a nice rhythm. There's no jerky movement about his work. It's all got this nice rhythm, nice and relaxed. Everything just comes naturally.
That was beautifully done. Head and body shot. Teran a bit low with his left hand. There's that uppercut again. Hatton showing signs here of trying to pick his man apart. Teran's been telling the local press that his nickname is El Terror. I don't know whether that was a little bit of a publicity gimmick to get the Hatton camp worried. I doubt if it worked.
Well, he's so cool, Ricky Hatton. You know, he studies boxing. He really is a fan of the game, and likes to watch the Durans and the Tommy Hearns. He likes to watch the exciting fighters, and that really comes across in his style.
Left hook again. Partly blocked by the glove, but partly got through, I felt. Teran looking a little wild by comparison. Oh, that's a cracking shot again from Hatton.
And Teran starting to pull a few faces, which you normally don't see from the Mexican fighters. They're normally stony-faced.
That's a very good uppercut from Teran, though, in there. Left uppercut and then a right hand too. Good shots. The Mexican showing that he's got a little class in his repertoire as well. That's a big right hand from Hatton, who barges his man back against the ropes as if to show his strength as well.
Teran does look as if he hits quite powerfully, does look strong with his punches.
Hatton's chin had to pass the test in that round. There was one very good left uppercut from Pedro Teran. Hatton ranked number 4 by the WBO.
And that was really putting Teran's chin to the test. A big right hand there from Hatton. Caught him flush on the side of the head. Teran did well to take that. And there's some more of the variety of Ricky Hatton, doubling up that left hook.
Well, it's failing now, Hatton. The success rate's down to 58.
It's still a very, very good success rate, isn't it?
It's brilliant. very impressive, that. That WBO number 4 ranking, in theory, qualifies Hatton for a shot at Randall Bailey, the big punching American who is the WBO champion, but I don't see that fight happening imminently. They're taking their time with Hatton, but a authentic championship chance would seem to be just around the corner for him now. Must be.
Well, Hatton's a fighter that I think wants to go through it the old-fashioned way, you know, with the British, Commonwealth, European. He wants to go for those sort of titles, and that'd be a good way to do it.
Teran, little warning from John Keane, the referee, for low blows, but he seems to be growing in attacking intent, Teran, having had a look at Hatton. Upping his work rate, Teran. And he looks to have a very good chin as well, doesn't he? He's taken some very big shots already.
Yes, he does look quite solid, but you know, Hatton's the sort of fighter that keeps those shots coming in time and time again and can really sicken an opponent. But you're right, Ian, Teran upping his work rate, and you know, not often we see Hatton have to go on the defensive a little.
It's a cracking left hand from Hatton again there. He really is picking the punches quite beautifully tonight. Left uppercut and the hook to follow. We have been mightily impressed by Ricky Hatton, as you'll have gathered over the years, but it's true that he has not really moved into the league where the major questions will be asked. He may be just getting to that stage now.
Well, Teran's done some good things in this round. The uppercut has worked well for him. A couple of long right hands have landed.
There's a right uppercut on the inside from Hatton this time. But he's really being made to work for it in this round by this Mexican. He looks like he's relishing the challenge of it. He's not usually asked to dig this deep, Hatton.
Well, it is the time in his career where he needs to start getting a few tests. We need to see what he's like under pressure. We need to see if he can go to the next level.
This could be about the most competitive round of his professional career to date, I'd say.
Yes, I think you're definitely right with that one, Ian. He's really had to work for it, and you know, he's had to take a lot of punches. It's been a very busy Teran in there.
Getting interesting, this, in the third round. Hatton not having everything his own way.
Tonight on Sky Premier.
Well, he's certainly getting all the build-up, isn't he? They've all got the snazzy kit on in the corner there, look.
Well, it's his first big one, first headliner. So he's moving up. They've got to project him that way as well. Teran did well. I give Teran that round. I thought he was busier than Hatton. Hatton had to just tug up at times, look to be defensively better.
Here's the fourth round. Ricky Hatton from Manchester with his back to you in the black, white and blue trunks, the Mexican colours of Pedro Teran, who fights out of Mexico City itself. This might be a very, very interesting test tonight for Hatton. We might find out a little more about his fighting makeup. Body shots, good shots too, from Teran, who has Hatton on the back foot. And this is the first time, I believe, we've really seen him under pressure. Now, how does he cope with this? This looks no formality. Big right hand from Teran, who's growing in confidence and ambition.
Yes, he's growing in confidence. He's took a lot of heavy Hatton punches, but he's coming back and he's starting to let them go himself.
This is a good fight. It's the most significant, without question, of Hatton's career, this. Oh, big left hook, and that hurt Teran for a moment. He seemed to stiffen up. Body shots too. It was a cracking shot that started it from Hatton.
The heads are banging in close as well. Hatton has to be careful of that.
Teran hoping his head will clear as they work in close. Watch the use of the heads. John Keane is on the case. Oh, that's a beautiful right hand. He walked straight onto it too, Teran. And looks a little unsteady on his legs as well when the left landed that followed.
Well, this is good work from Hatton. He's altering his range between in-close, big punches, and then boxing on the outside. And I think that's confusing the Mexican a little.
Left hook from Hatton again, a right hand, and he's all over the place. Teran, he could go here, chopping right, pushing down. He's hurt, badly hurt, Teran. Quickly on his feet, maybe too quickly. Kane's in it, walk towards me, says John Keane. He wants to be sure that Teran is ready to go on, but I'm not sure he is. His eyes are in orbit. Hatton could take him here. Another right hand, then a left, another big right. Left to the body, Hatton's getting the job done now. Nothing coming back from Teran, and it's stopped. And it's the biggest win that of Ricky Hatton's career against a fighter who looked as if he meant business. He throws his gum shield to the crowd to celebrate, and he knows he proved something in there tonight, and he did. He really did.
Well, he did, and he proved he's a fighter of real quality, that he's got everything else. The one thing we'd never seen was he needed the heart in a battle, and he showed there he's got heart of plenty. That was a tough fighter and a tough fight, and he come back, you know, from taking a few punches very well, and showed what a great finisher he is. He heard him, never let him off the hook, was calm as he delivered these punches, but he just wasn't allowed to let Teran get through it. And there were a great little clump of right hands there.
He'd hurt him, I think, twice before in the round, before that rally. It was the initial right hand that did the damage. The last one really was just a rabbit punch that sent him on his way. He's already off balance. He was going then.
But the one thing for sure, he was going to make sure that he was going. Nowhere was Ricky Hatton going to let him off the hook. He was just going to keep hitting him, and he did that in fine style. That really was good. Kept the pressure on here, just will not let him off the hook. And it really is very, very impressive finishing. This is what it's like. This is what the Durans and all that. This is the gift that they had.
I think this was a real acid test tonight. It's already beating Mark Winters, who's a bit of a faded British champion, and Bernard Paul, a faded Commonwealth champion, and the Mexican we had before, who didn't look that good, quite honestly. This was a fellow who came in with ideas of beating him, a young prospect with ambition himself, looked like he could fight, and if Hatton wasn't up to it tonight, I think he would have lost. I think he really proved something in there tonight.
He did. I think he proved that he's got a fighter's heart, that when it gets tough, he can get tougher, and really that was that's what we needed to see, and he proved it so well.
18-0 now for Ricky Hatton, and they can't hold him back much longer. Jason Rowland, the British champion, may vacate the title because he's fighting Zab Judah on the Tysonville in Milan on May the 20th, they tell us. Sounds like a bit of a mismatch, quite honestly, to me, that one. It's a great payday for Jason, but a very hard fight for him to win. It might mean that Hatton is put in for the vacant British title pretty soon. We'll find out about that. Let's go to the MC now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes 55 seconds of round 4, the referee stops the contest. The winner, and still the WBO Intercontinental Light Welterweight Champion, Ricky Hatton. Ladies and gentlemen, your appreciation, the very gallant Pedro Teran. The supervisor and student
He's wowed them here tonight, Hatton, no doubt. That was the 18th win, Barry. Was it the most significant step so far?
Yes, without a doubt. You know what I saw tonight, what I haven't seen before? I saw him switch tactics in the middle of a difficult moment. Pulled back in the 4th round, switched from being an aggressive attacking fighter to becoming a boxer, used his counter punches and took this guy apart in style. That was a world-class performance. Fantastic stuff.
Didn't look as though it was going to be an easy night.
Looked as if in the second and third rounds things were going to be very difficult for him. But he showed his ability, he showed what this guy's got. That's why he's the best prospect in the country. He has the class and the ability to fight at world level and be as impressive as he was tonight.
And no doubt, as you will now hear, as he speaks to Adam Smith, a young man with a very laid-back, sensible attitude.
Ricky, congratulations. First of all, was that the most significant fight of your career so far? Because it was competitive.
Yeah, I think so. Even though it was probably my best result, I don't think it was necessarily my best performance. He come at me a bit like a whirling derby, so I think it would have been silly to stand trading with him. So I tried to cover up, soak it up, because I knew the punches I was catching him with were having strong effect, and I knew he wouldn't be able to keep it up. So
he put you on the back foot, which no one else has done really yet, have they?
Yeah. But I could have pushed him back if I wanted to stand there and trade with him, but at the pace he was going at, it just isn't good tactics. I mean, I'm not just a puncher, I can box as well, and I tried to get on my bite, jab a bit. I was hitting him with some very heavy shots which were taking the toll on him, and then when I saw him, fading a little bit, then I upped it, and I boxed well with him in myself, but I think it was probably my best result.
Trainer Billy Graham, how impressed were you with Ricky tonight? The best you've seen him?
Well, I was impressed by what he did, because I knew this kid was going to come out quick for the first half of the rounds. Do you know what I mean? Because he was trying to impress himself on him. So I said to Ricky, let him have the first minute. I don't care if he has the first minute, but then turn it on in the last minute. And that's what he did, and broke the kid up. I knew that's what was going to happen.
Frank, you put him in with a live fighter tonight in Pedro Teran. What's the next step for Ricky? We know Jason Rowland will be fighting for a world title against Sam Judah. Does that mean the British title becomes vacant?
I think first of all, what you've got to realise is Ricky's a live fighter. That's what he is, and I think he's one of the best out there. Certainly one of the best prospects out there. Yeah, that's the next move now, is to fight for the title. Jason will fight for the world title against Sam Judah, and Ricky will fight for the vacant title. We're going to sit down and talk about it next week, first of all, though, before we make our decision. But that's the way that I would like to go.
Finally, Ricky, I know that you had a friend who died during your training. Obviously, you want to dedicate this to him.
Yeah, there's a friend of mine who I played football with for a couple of years as a schoolboy. I was at the Manchester City School of Excellence with him, and he lost his life tragically the day after his 21st birthday. So I'd like to dedicate this fight to him, from Aaron Smith from Ashton-under-Lyne, where I live. God bless Adam.
Thanks very much. Well done tonight.
I'd like to thank all my fans.
Everything we know about this young man is class. Maybe these alarm bells in here tonight are ringing for the other light welters. We'll try and get them switched off during the break. Barry has more to say about Hatton. We also have more live from here in Liverpool next.
Today, it's a derby double on Sky Sport.
We have more live championship boxing for you on Monday night. It's the British welterweight title defence by Derek Roach. Harry Darmy, the opponent. Sky Sports 1 this coming Monday night at 8. Ricky Hatton has wowed them in Liverpool tonight. Fourth round stoppage of a very dangerous, threatening young Mexican, Pedro Teran. Referee John Keane calling it off just before the bell to end round 4. He's still WBO Intercontinental light welterweight champ, but it's all about the future. Has he underlined for you that he's truly a potential world-class fighter?
Well, I always knew that he had potential, and it's always difficult when a young man is on his way up to predict that he can win British, European and world title. Nobody really knows that they're ever going to go that far. But as you go on and as you see them progress, you think, well, hold on a second, this guy's really got it. And it looks like tonight that this guy has improved in leaps and bounds over the last couple of years. He was under pressure in the 40. He won the first round comfortably, won the second round easy. In the third round, I thought Teran had won. He started to back him up, and then suddenly the kid changes to plan B. He says, okay, let him come at me, and I'll use his oncoming weight to my effect. And only the very, very good fighters, classy fighters, can do this. And watch what he does here. He just turns the fight round with one punch. That right hand right down the pipe had Teran in trouble, and this guy never lets you off the hook. He's an outstanding finisher. And he only needed one opportunity, and we were wondering whether Teran would get through the round. Time was running out, but he jumped on him right away.
Glenn in commentary wax lyrical about his variety tonight, Barry. Could you expand on that for us?
Yeah, well, what he has, Hatton, is Hatton has a terrific ability to punch up close, and we always knew that. We've seen numerous examples of that. But what he showed tonight was he showed his jab, he showed his distance, and again, when he had him in trouble, he went up close, what he does best, and took him apart and just took him to pieces. His accuracy was outstanding. 60% accuracy in the first round. These statistics can be misleading sometimes, but what we can see is this guy hits the target really often, and when he throws his quality punches, he doesn't often miss. You can see there that punches landed was, out of 125 solid punches, 71 of them hit the target spot on, and 125 of them hit the target spot on. 71 of Teran's landed, and it's an amazing amount of actual quality punches that he lands. All of the shots that Hatton lands they're all perfectly placed. Throws all his weight behind them, and he's very clever. And this is a move up in the right direction. He's really going places. I don't think he's ready for a world title fight yet, but he's not long off it on that performance.
We might return to that theme a little later, Barry. Robin Reid and Adam Smith had a very close-up view of it from ringside.
We did indeed. Thanks very much, Paul. Robin, Ian and Glenn were saying that this was the most competitive fight of Hatton's career, and that round 3 really where he was on the back foot. What impressed you about the way he came through that and finished his man in style?
What impressed me was that fact, like you say, he was on his back foot, the pressure was on, he was having to take a few shots. The thing is, he tucked up well, he rode the punches well, he took him on the arms, and then in the next round he came back stronger than he had done in any other rounds and stopped Teran, which is a great sign. He's got all the ingredients, all the great signs of becoming a good world champion. He's got a big punch, he uses his brain, he doesn't just go in there trying to knock his opponent out. He uses his brain, susses this fight out, and as you could see there in round 4, he'd been put under pressure, like we say, in round 3. Used his brain, thought it was time to step it up a bit. That's what he did, and he took his opponents out, and you can't complain.
You say all the signs of a future world champion. Yeah. How quickly should they move him now?
It's hard for me to say, but at the end of the day, he'll know, and his coaches will know when the right time, when the time's to go and when the right time's to go to fight for a world champion. Maybe 6 months, maybe. Maybe they start looking at 6 months. But like you say, his coaches should know when the best times to go with that. But like I say, all the great signs there of a good future world champion.
Thanks very much, Robin.
Okay.